Coming off the heels of last night's pay-per-view, the voice of wrestling presents the Paper Review.
So we have the WWE Extreme Rules pay-per-view last night, and last man standing match kicked it off as Randy Orton, for the umpteenth time, defeated CM Punk. And, with, of course, Randy Orton going over to SmackDown, we assume that that's, the end of that for now. But, Nick, what'd you think?
Well, it was a very good match. These guys work well together. But, again, the drama heading into the match has been not as deep and complex as it could be, given the fact that Randy Orton has beaten CM Punk and all of Nexus 400 times. And you've got the announcers during the match putting this over as, CM Punk has been a thorn in Randy Orton's side for months now. Has he?
Right.
I can't really remember the last time CM Punk got the best of Randy Orton. And if he did, it wasn't really the best of him. It was the decent part of him. So, I wonder what this achieved for CM Punk. I really think that given the character development that Punk has had with his new heel persona, not new anymore, but with the changes of his heel persona, going from the straight edge society, then going into the leader of the Nexus, I do consider him a top guy, or at least a guy that has the potential to be a top guy. So, the question here becomes, why did WWE feel they needed to do this with CM Punk? Are they trying to send him a message that, they're going to job him out if he chooses not to re-sign his contract when it comes up this year? Or did they really think that this is the most creative way to go about it? So when you think about the history between these two guys and the matches that they've had, coupled with the fact that Randy Orton is now moving over to SmackDown, I don't think anyone saw CM Punk going over last night, when in reality, that's exactly what should have happened. Randy Orton is going to come into Friday nights with a ton of great steam because he's a new face on SmackDown now. So that match should have gone to CM Punk so that he can now show up on Raw tonight with a fresh batch of momentum and heat.
I agree, and I think that you're spot on. CM Punk needed that win a lot more, staying on Monday Night Raw, than obviously Randy Orton did going to SmackDown. And and somebody asked us in the chat room, and I wanted to bring it up because it's one of those situations where, Nick, I know you've been reporting on this and everything, and we just talked about it with Kevin about CM Punk and his contract coming up, and I wonder if things like this, if that's what he has to weigh out. The idea that, he is one of the best in the business, and that's not just the fans saying that. If you talk to any wrestler as far as their favorite superstars on WWE television right now, CM Punk is probably going to come up there 6 or 7, 8 out of 10 times. CM Punk is well respected by not just the fans, by a number of people at this point in his career, even on WWE television, and he has that it factor that everybody respects. So, as that goes, somebody, I forgot who it was, brought up in the chat room. JJ brought it up. Nick and Chris, what are your thoughts on the rumors that Punk is leaving the WWE? And that's one of those situations, Nick, that I know you've been reporting on it, but, do you think that things like this could kind of be, in the back of CM Punk's mind as he starts, getting ready to make that very crucial decision of whether he's going to stay or go?
Absolutely. Where is he going to go? Is he going to go back to Ring of Honor? Is he going to go to TNA? No. This is a guy that's not being underused. You could argue that in this program, again, with Randy Orton, he hasn't been utilized to his fullest. But no doubt about the fact that heading into WrestleMania this year, the biggest event of the year, Randy Orton and CM Punk were two crucial players on Raw heading into that pay-per-view. If I had to guess, and this is just my guess, I would say that CM Punk is utilizing this talk of not re-signing with WWE as a tool to negotiate. This is a hardball tactic to me. Saying, look, The fans know it. The hardcore fans know it. The mainstream fans know it. The wrestlers themselves know it. I'm a top guy. I've got top guy ability. I've got top guy charisma. And now I need to be paid like a top guy, and I need to be featured like a top guy. And if you don't do that, I'm going to take my ball and I'm going to run. And I think maybe WWE's response is, all right, but remember, we can book you like this. And maybe that's why they booked him to look the way he did in his program against Randy Orton. If they build him too much as a top guy right now, and then he chooses to leave, then, you have a Batista situation on your hands.
Sure.
So if I had to get, if we had to say right now, let's put a wager down, it's 50-50, is CM Punk staying or going? I would say he's going to stay. This looks to me like a negotiating tactic more than an actual threat that I'm going to leave. And if he squeezes a little bit more juice out of WWE, more power to him. But this is a guy right now that is in a great spot in WWE, this is not a Kofi Kingston. This is not a guy who you're saying, all right, this is not a Matt Hardy, the type of guy where you'd say, all right, you know what, you better just get out of here because nothing's happening with you. This is a guy who's in a great spot with WWE right now. I don't blame him one bit for wanting an even better spot. But I don't see him going anywhere.
Moving on, continuing.